Hi, and welcome to Anne's Family Recipe. Today we're making my mom's oatmeal caramelitas. Today's video is in collaboration with Ellen from Ellen's Homemade Delights. On Ellen's channel, you're going to find some incredible recipes for Southern home cooking. The sweet potato pie cookies she's baking today are no exception. I love how Ellen describes her food with complete joy and of course a touch of Southern charm too. After you watch my video, be sure to visit her channel, which I'll link in the description box below. This bar cookie recipe is super simple to make, and it's definitely one of my family's favorites at Christmas time. So we're gonna start in this mixing bowl with 2 cups of all-purpose flour and 2 cups of oats. Mine are old-fashioned oats. You can also use quick cooking. I wouldn't use instant for this because it might kind of make a mushy texture. But to this, we're going to add 1.5 cups of light brown sugar. Mine's nice and soft, I love that. And then 2 sticks of unsalted melted butter, so that's 1 cup. We'll just drizzle that over. And this is making our crust for the bars. And lastly, I'm gonna add in 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We'll just sprinkle that in. And then I'll use my rubber spatula to mix it all together. I mixed all of this together until I couldn't see any flour anymore, and I'm gonna take half of it and press it into my 13 by 9 inch glass baking dish. I don't even need to grease this because as you just saw, there's tons of butter in here, so it shouldn't stick to the pan. So I'm just gonna scoop in with my hands and take out about half, and then press it into a nice thin layer on the bottom. You definitely want the entire bottom of the baking dish to be covered. So if you end up using a little more than half your mixture, that's fine because the remaining mix is gonna be kind of a crumble topping at the end. This bottom layer is gonna go into my oven, which I preheated to 350 degrees for about 10 minutes. And then we're gonna add chocolate and caramel on top. While the first layer bakes, I'm gonna make my caramel filling. So I'm just using 1 small jar of like caramel ice cream topping. You could probably melt down some caramel candies, but it should be about 1 cup of liquid caramel sauce. And to thicken it up a little bit, I'm just gonna sprinkle in 1/4 cup of flour and then use my spatula over here to mix it together. It's been 10 minutes, my crust came out of the oven, and next I'm gonna sprinkle over 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. Ooh, little crumbs in there. And then we're gonna spread over top our caramel mixture. And the last step is to sprinkle the remaining crumble mixture over top. These are gonna go back into the oven for another 15 or 20 minutes until they're golden brown. I've allowed my oatmeal caramelitas to cool completely, and now I get to try them out. A little bite right here that I already cut. You can see the buttery crust and the gooey caramel in the middle, the melted chocolate, and then the crumb on top. Ooh, I can't wait to try it. All right. That is so good. Okay, so you can obviously taste the butter. There's enough of that in there. It is incredible. But that teaspoon of salt really stands out in the crust. And I love that with the caramel and the chocolate. It makes it kind of like a salty caramel flavor. It is so delicious, and mine are still a little bit warm. Although, if you're gonna be gifting these, which I highly recommend, I would let them cool totally. They're easier to cut that way, and the caramel's not gonna be quite as gooey and runny. But if you're just eating them out of the pan, like I like to do, it's totally fine to eat them warm. The other thing I wanted to recommend, I didn't quite push my bottom crust up the sides of the pan enough, so there were a couple little spots where the caramel did stick to the glass pan. So if you do want to spray it down, just so that nothing sticks, that would be fine. But if you do push the crust up along the sides, there's enough butter in there that it's not going to stick. Don't forget to check out my friend Ellen's awesome channel at Ellen's Homemade Delights. I'll link that below. And if you're visiting from her channel, welcome and please subscribe. I actually have another cookie collaboration video coming up tomorrow, so tune in for that. And I'll see you again soon in my kitchen for another family recipe.